I like this little setup. This is cute. This is nice. Lord, I pray nobody comes in here and interrupts what I have going on. I need to talk about something. I need to talk about something real. Yeah. Generational blessings. Not generational curses. Generational blessings. And I'm not going to be here long. I'm just going to like give a little rundown for what I was teaching about, and then I'm going to get up off of here. But God says, who told you that you couldn't do it? Who told you that you couldn't be successful? And why did you believe them? Who told you that you were incapable? And why did you believe them? Did you believe them because it was your mom? Did you believe them because it was your family? Well, my mama knows me best, so she must know what I'm capable of. Well, my sister knows me so well and we're so close, so she must know what I'm incapable of. Well, my grandmother, she's so wise, and so why would I not listen to her advice? Why would you believe anybody but God's opinion of you? Why would you take your mother's opinion of you and believe it over God's facts of you? God wants to say to a couple of you today, it is not about what he says, she says, they say, and we say. It's about what God says. And if God says that you can, then you will. And if God says that you will, then it can happen. And if God says that it is, then it is so. You should stop taking what your family says about you and taking it for facts, because facts are not feelings. And everything that your mother or your grandmother or your friends or your cousin says about you comes from feelings. Well, I don't feel like they can do that because that's my child, and I know my child, and my child is not good enough for stuff like that, and my child is not big enough for things like that, and my child is not they don't understand how to work in those fields. And no, it's not about what your mother thinks. And this is specifically for black women, because a lot of black women have black mothers who don't believe in them. Because I know, because I had that mother. A lot of young black women have black mothers who don't believe in their goals, because when your mother was your age, God gave her instructions too, but because your mother decided not to listen and follow those instructions and guidelines, she didn't make it to where God wanted her to make it to. And so now your mother blames you. Instead of taking accountability for her actions, she's blaming you, her child, her daughter, her firstborn, her only girl. She's blaming you for her mistakes. She's blaming you for not being able to go to prom. She's blaming you for not making it to her destination. Your mother blames you. But God says it's not your fault that your mother chose not to listen. You listen and you watch where I get you. If you listen, watch where I take you. If you listen to what I say, then watch where you will be in life. God said that it's not about your family. It's not about your friends. It's about him. And if you really wanted to do the Lord's will in your life, and if you really wanted to do God's will in your life, then you would stop caring about what they say, he say, she say, and we say. You'd start only worrying about what he says, and understand that confidence and true confidence comes from understanding that God is the one who gives it to you. No matter what gifts you have or what talents you have, God gave it to you. So even if you lack confidence, you should have Godfidence, which is confidence that God gave you this gift because he knew that you could use it and you could do things with it that not if he gave it to Bob or Sarah across the street, they wouldn't do as big things as what you can do with this thing. And that's why God gave it to you. Understand. Godfidence. Godfidence. Yeah. Godfidence. If God gives it to you, then you can do better and bigger things. If God gave it to you, then you can do mightier things, and that's why he gave it to you. That's why your parents didn't get it. That's why your mom didn't get it, because the things that you can do with this thing is something remarkable. It's unexplainable. There are no English words to explain what God is going to do for you and through you in this next season of your life. But in order for you to be prepared for it and be ready for it, you're going to have to stop caring about other people's opinions about you. You're going to have to stop caring about mama and what mama says. You're going to have to stop caring about what mama thinks. You're going to have to stop caring about mama's opinion. You're going to have to stop caring about what auntie thought. You're going to have to stop caring about what grandma said. Wisdom does come from experience, but your grandmother never experienced where God is about to take you. So what constructive criticism can they give you if they've never constructed what God is trying to build through you? Understand me. It's not constructive criticism if you haven't constructed what I'm trying to do. It's only criticism. There is no construction. There's nothing that you're saying that's going to help me build who I need to be, because you've never built here. You never built this building. You never had to walk that path. You never had to be that person. You never had to stand where I have to stand. You didn't have to fight the demons that I have to fight. And granted, Grandma and Mama, I thank you very much for fighting on my behalf. And Grandma and Mama, I love you very much, and I thank you so much for helping me. I thank you so much for praying for me, especially before I knew how to pray for myself. But Mama, I need you to understand, and Grandmama, I need you to understand that you've never been where God is trying to take me. So I'm going to have to release myself from you. I'm going to have to release myself from your opinions of me and your opinions of where God is taking me, and I'm going to have to walk. I'm going to have to walk without you, because I see that you don't want to go where I'm going. I see that you don't believe in me. I see that you don't believe in the vision that God gave me, but it's okay, because God gave me the vision and he didn't give it to you. So I'm not angry with you for not believing what God is going to do through me, but I have to leave you. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I'm not angry with you, Mama. I'm not angry with you because you don't have faith in me, but I have to go. Mama, you stayed stuck because Grandmama didn't believe in you. Mama, you didn't chase your dreams because Grandmama didn't believe in you. Mama, you didn't do what God told you to do because Grandmama didn't believe in you. But Mama, understand that I have a father who is the father of the fatherless, and just because you can't be there for me don't mean I don't have somebody there for me. I have my Father waiting on me. I have God, Abba, the Lord of Lords, Kings of Kings, El Shaddai, waiting for me on the other side. It's okay, Mama, if you don't believe in me, because my Father believes in me. My Father believes in me. It's okay, Mama. It's okay, Mama. It's okay, Grandma. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you. And God says he needs you to forgive these people in this next season of your life. He needs you to forgive your family. Forgive your mama. Forgive your grandmama. Because they just didn't understand it. They're speaking from the experiences that they've had. And yes, your mother and your grandmother have wisdom, but they have no understanding or wisdom about where God is taking you. That's why you can't listen to their wisdom when it comes to what God is going to do with you. Because they had their chance and they had their opportunity to pick up the phone when God called. Because they chose not to. God said, okay, I'm going to be strategic. And he waited. And God waited. He waited in that bloodline. He waited until you came about, because he knew that you would be the one to do it. He waited for you. He picked you strategically. He said, I know the one for the job. I got it. I got it. I know which one is going to do it for me. I know which one is going to be obedient to me. I know which one. He says obedience is better than sacrifice. Some of you are afraid to be obedient to God because you're afraid to sacrifice well, I just don't want my mama to not love me no more. Your mother will always love you. But God loves you way more than anybody. I love you, but God loves you way more than anybody. God says, my family are the ones who do my Father's will. My family are the ones who obey my Father. So if your mother is not obeying your father, if your grandmother and your aunties and your siblings are not obeying the Father, then that is not your family. Your family are the people. Your family are the people that's waiting for you when you get to your destination. Your family are the people waiting for you. But all you need to do is walk on the path. What if I told you that the only step you need to take is a step forward? And what if I told you that the only step that you have that God gave you is to keep marching forward? What if I told you that the only thing you had to do was be obedient? Would you go? What if I told you that obedience was the answer and the key to unlock every door of your destiny? What if I told you? Walk. He didn't give it to your family. God didn't give the vision to your family. He didn't give the vision to your mama. He didn't give your vision to your mama. God gave a vision to your mama, but your mama didn't obey it. Your mama didn't have faith. But God says it's a new season. It's a new day and age. And I have a generation I'm working with that's going to listen to what I say the first time. And that it's not the first, but the second time I say it. And even if they listen the second time, at least they tried the first time. And the only reason why they didn't listen the first time is because they made a mistake. But I have a generation up under my hands who are going to move when I say move. I know a generation that I have that I've been waiting for who are going to go when I say go. There's a generation that I waited patiently for that's going to march when I say march. It's okay if they don't listen to me, because this new generation, gangsters for Jesus, gangsters for Christ. I'm a thug in the spiritual realm. This new generation, you be a part of the new wave. Don't miss it. 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 Because the wave is coming. It's either you are riding it or it will swallow you. Don't miss it. Because the wave that God is sending in this new season, He's not sending it back again. He's not going to send it twice. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. You get up and you do what God told you to do. If He told you to start a YouTube channel, then sis, you get up and you go start that YouTube channel. If He told you to start a ministry and to make a website, then make that website. And if you don't know how to do it, then you better go pay somebody to do it, because you pay somebody to do your nails. You pay that person to do your eyebrows. You pay the store for your food and for your clothes. So go pay somebody to help you invest and the endeavors that God told you to invest in. I understand that it's scary. I understand that it's unknown, but it's okay if you don't know, because you serve a God that knows. You serve a God that knows all. So even if you lack in an area, God lacks nothing. God is not a God of lack. He's a God of everything. So even if you lack information, even if you lack wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you have a Father that you can ask for those things. Stop sitting there in your confusion thinking that that's where you're going to be, thinking that you have no resources because you have no family. You do have family. You just have yet to meet your family, because you're going to meet your family when you walk the path that God tells you to walk. Your destiny helpers. Moses had a destiny helper. Stop sitting in your misery thinking that that's just what life is going to be because you don't have the same resources as they do. That whatever you're watching me on right now, whatever device you're watching me on right now, you can do something with it. Whatever device you're watching me on right now, you can make something shake. And until you make enough money to get the equipment that you need, then you need to use what you have. You need to use what you got. Use what you got. Stop sitting in your misery. Stop sitting in your misery, waiting for somebody to feel sorry for you, because I'm going to break this down to you. And I mean this in the most loving way possible. But nobody feels bad for you. Nobody is going to feel sorry for you. You see how many people on these streets holding up signs saying that they're homeless? People drive past them like it's nothing. So why would they feel bad for you when you have a house and a bed to sleep in? Nobody's going to feel bad for you. You have to feel bad for you, because when you get tired of feeling sorry for yourself is when you'll get up and do it. Listen to what God told you to do. Well, God, I don't know where I'm going. It's so dark and this path seems so dark, but you got a God of light, understand? But God, it's just the unknown and I don't know where I'm going, but you have a God who knows all. You understand? You have every resource, equipment, and tool that you need, because the tools come from the Father. You carry something that not a lot of people get to say that they carry. You carry something that not a lot of people get to say that they have. You have the resources. You have the resources. You have the resources. You have the resources. Look around your room. Look around your room. What do you have that you can use for your purpose? What do you have that you can use for your destiny? I get on this camera every single day, and this is a cell phone. I get on this camera and I make content every single day. This is a cell phone. Everything that I do is my cell phone on my laptop. My website was made on my laptop. My YouTube videos, I edit my thumbnails on this phone. I make my YouTube videos and film them on this phone. I edit my YouTube videos on this phone. I get on live with this phone. Use what you have. What do you think Jesus would have done if he had a cell phone? How many lives would he have impacted and saved if he had a cell phone? What would God do if he had a cell phone like you? Do you know what Satan would do if he had the power that God gave you? Do you know what Satan would do if he had the resources God gave you? Understand this. Somebody told me once, they said, Nyasia, that's my real name. They said, Nyasia, if I had the gifts and talents that you have, I'd be a billionaire by now. I don't know what you're doing. And that humbled me quick. God said, Naya, you're too talented to be broke. You're too wise to be broke. You're too helpful. You're too much of a tool that I can use for you to be broke. God says your gifts will make room for you. The thing that God has for you is the thing that comes easy for you. You're too talented to be broke. You're too gifted and favored to be broke. You know too much to be broke. I give you one easy tip, the easiest tip, one easy tip, because this is things that my mentees get. Okay? But I'll give you a tip. I'll give you a tip. The businesses that flourish are the businesses that solve a problem. Toilet paper, deodorant, lotion, scarves, clothes, shoes, food, bread, popsicles. It's hot outside. The businesses that flourish are businesses that solve problems. And don't think that just because everybody else is doing it that you can't hop on the wave and do it. God says you better hop on this wave. Look at how many brands of bread there are in the store. When you go to buy a loaf of bread, how many different brands of bread? And each one of those people who made those brands are billionaires, millionaires by now, multi-million and billionaires by now. You know why? Because they weren't worried about what nobody else was saying. They did what God told them to do. And God can work through and speak to anybody. Don't get it twisted. Imagine the first person Ford to make cars, Tom Ford. You know Tom Ford? He made trucks. And he said that his family told him, we don't need that. We already have transportation. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality is what kept your family in turmoil and in generational curses. Just because it ain't broke don't mean that it works well. I'm going to reinvent this thing, and I'm going to make the first car, and I'm going to make the first piece of sliced bread, and I'm going to do something that you think is irrelevant to do because my vision solves a problem for somebody. And there's somebody out there waiting on me to solve their problem and fix their problem for them. So I'm going to get up and do what God told me to do. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, but that don't mean that you can't renovate it. I hope y'all understood. I hope y'all got what y'all came for. I hope y'all got what y'all needed from me. See, I want to get up off of here, but God said, nah, you need to stay. So I'm going to stay for a few. See, I want to get up off of here, but God said there's some people that you still need to help. There's some people that you still need to talk to. There's some people that still need to hear what you have to. Hey, Jesus, listen, let me tell you something, my testimony. I'm in a room, I'm in a conference room in my apartment building doing this for you. Last night, I was lollygagging, walking around, and I said, I can use that conference room for my lives. I can use that conference room for my mentoring. I can use this conference room for my Zoom calls when I get on my calls with my mentees. This is such a nice background. And you want to know something? When I came down here this morning, and it took me to pull myself and drag myself to come do it. But I said, you know what, Naya? Go downstairs and get on live, right? So I'll come downstairs, and there are two people in this space already occupying this space. And I'm like, well, maybe I could just do my live out here in the lobby then, and I'll just wait. And God said, wait a minute. So I sat and I waited a minute. You see, the old me would have said, oh, maybe it's just not meant to be because there's somebody else in my seat. But God says that he's in the process of getting them up out of your seat. He says, the old you would have gotten up and said, this is not for me because it's not here yet. God, you led me here, but I don't see what you're saying. But God says, this is the season where he's about to get people up out of your seat. God said, wait right here, Naya. So I sat in the lobby and I made myself something to drink. And I occupied myself. See, a lot of you don't know how to wait. A lot of people don't know how to wait. See, when you're waiting on God, that does not mean that you do nothing. When you're waiting on God, that means you're waiting on God. That means you're waiting on him. That means he is your foundation and you're sitting on him. You're standing on him and he is your support and he is your help and he is the one that you call on. When you're waiting on God to do something, you wait effectively. You see, waiting does not mean, see, if I would have sat here in front of this wall and I would have sat here in front of this conference room and twirled my thumbs like, well, maybe it's not meant for me to be here, or maybe it's not meant for me to use this conference room, or maybe I should just go back upstairs. I would have talked myself out of it. Because I waited efficiently and effectively, I went and I found me something to do, because I knew that if God instructed me to do something, then it must be because he knows the entire plan. I knew that if God told me to come downstairs and use this conference room, yet there's somebody else sitting in my seat, that must mean that he's not done talking to me. Maybe God wanted to pull me to the side, have me wait to teach me something. Maybe I needed to learn patience. Maybe I needed to learn how to persevere. Maybe I needed to learn how to push through. I listened to what God told me to do. And guess where I'm sitting? I'm sitting in the chair that somebody else was sitting in. God says he's about to get them up out of your seat. He's about to get them up out of that chair. He's about to get them from up off of that table. God says, because that seat now is for you. I don't care who sat in it before you. I don't care who did it before you. I don't care who said it before you. I don't care who tried before you. He says, but you're going to try and you're going to succeed. Now, I don't care who did it before you, because I'm doing a new thing in you. It can still be the same thing, but it can be renovated and innovative. It can still be loaves of bread. But he said, I want to make a new. Let me say this. The first person who made cinnamon raisin bread. Cinnamon raisin bread. We already have bread. What do we need cinnamon raisin bread for? Oh, I'm going to show you something. Because guess what? The person who made cinnamon raisin bread, the person who was obedient, is now a multi-millionaire. Well, what do we need bagels for? We already got sliced bread. Because I'm going to show you something. What do we need biscuits for? We already have loaves of bread. We already have rolls. Because I'm going to show you something. What do we need toasters for? We already have an oven, because I'm going to show you something. Well, what do we need microwaves for? We already have a conventional oven. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to renovate, innovate, and change and make things new. See, a lot of us think that when God says he's going to make things new, that means he's just going to destroy the old and bring in the new. No, when God says I'm going to make things new, when God says I'm going to make you a new thing, see, I'm still Naya. I've always been Naya. I just had to wake up to who Naya was. I had to wake up to the revelation of who I was. I was always this woman, and I'm always going to be the woman that I become, that God has for me. I'm always that woman. But until I have a revelation or a deeper understanding of who that woman is, I can't walk in being that woman. But see, you always are who you are. So when God says he's going to make things new, he's renewing the mind. When God says he's going to make things new, that means he's changing your mind. See, because you can be the biggest billionaire, you can be the most talented, you can be the prettiest, you can be the whatever, the most gifted, you can be the most anointed, but it don't matter if you don't see it in yourself, because there are some people out here who will surpass you, not because they're more talented, not because they're more gifted, not because they're better, but because they believed in themselves and had a revelation about themselves of who they really were. And because they understand who they are and not just know who they are, meaning when you understand, you can put forth action and walk in it. Because they walked in it, they became it. Because it takes 30 days to make something a habit and 90 days to make it a lifestyle. So give yourself 90 days of walking in who God says you are. Give yourself 90 days of walking in who God made you to be, and see who you turn into. Let's see how easy it is for you to be who God made you to be. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all not hearing me. I don't feel like y'all are hearing me, so I'm going to just wait a second. I'm going to just wait. What comes with being who you want to be, who God says that you are to be, is a revelation and understanding of who you are. Stop asking God, make me into who you want me to be, Lord. Because you were always that person. That's how God sees you. That's the creature He made you. When you give birth to a newborn baby, yeah, they may poop on themselves now. Yeah, they may wear diapers now. But you knew as their mama that they wouldn't be in that state for long. God knew when He was creating you that you wouldn't be in this state for long. God knows who you are. God knows who you are. God knows. He's the Father. He made you. Go back to the manufacturer and ask Him, God, what's the first step I need to do to become who I am? I don't have the tools, and He's going to remind you that I am the tool. God is going to remind you, there's a reason why He calls Himself the I am, because no matter what you need, He is it. Well, God, I need help. I am the help. Well, God, I need money. I am the money. God, I need good health. I am good health. God, I need peace and love. I am peace and love. I need a helpmate. I am a helpmate. I need a husband. I am a husband. Do I not call you my bride? Is the church not my bride? Well, God, I am the I am. No matter what you need, I am it, and I am it for you. But you need to realize it. It ain't no point. It ain't no point in saying you want millions if you don't realize the millions are on the table. A blind man wouldn't know that there were $1 million sitting on this table unless somebody told him and gave him an understanding. Oh, there's $1 million sitting on this table. If you don't see who you are and you don't see yourself as God sees you, it don't matter who He turns you into, because if you don't see it and if you're being blind to yourself, then you're good as nothing. You're as good as staying where you were. God can tell you who you are all day, but you need to be able to see it. Ooh. Change it from we have to know our identity in Christ to we have to understand our identity in Christ. Knowing something and understanding something are two different things. I knew what money was when I was 7. I didn't understand how it worked. I knew that my mommy and my daddy had to love each other to give birth to me, but I didn't understand how it worked. I knew that I was called, but I didn't understand what being called meant. Understanding. Pray for understanding. Understanding. Dissect that. Understanding. God is going to do something miraculous in you. And I know that we get on this app and we hear so many people say, oh, God is going to do a new thing. And I understand that there are so many mentees and mentors up here. I know everybody want to be a mentor, and I understand that. But I trust me when I say that God is doing something miraculous in your life. But you need to look around you and understand that you have everything that you need. And if you think you don't have it, then you haven't understood it. If you think that you don't have everything that you need to start, then you missed it. You missed it. You missed what God told you. Sometimes God will speak to you without saying a word to you. You missed it. If you think that you're still waiting on everything, and I have to get this and I have to get that, I'm living proof. I was the person who said I need a ring light, I need the newest iPhone, I need a MacBook, I need editing software. I got all of those things. I have an iPhone 14. It ain't no different than my iPhone 11. I said, nah, your MacBook ain't gonna be no different than your PC laptop. What's the difference? I need this specific editing software, or you can pay for a cheaper one that does the same thing. I'm living proof of that. I'm living proof of not giving up. This is my third. Satan tried to take me out twice. I had 2 accounts before this one got deleted. One of them got deleted while I was sleeping. The second one got deleted while I was on live. perseverance, though. If you want God to move you and take you to different places, then you need to understand that you need perseverance. You need perseverance because the enemy will try to stop you. You need perseverance. When you become a singer, when you become an artist, when you become a dancer, when you become a nurse, when you become a doctor, there will be obstacles, and if you don't have perseverance, then you will give up. God is not going to sit you in a room of opportunity for you to not realize where the opportunity is. He's not going to sit you in a room of opportunity if you don't have an understanding of what specific opportunities are for you, because not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Not all money is good money. Just because there's an opportunity does not mean that God set that opportunity out for you. Sometimes there's an opportunity for you to say no to because God wants to test your character and see that if I want to know if my daughter or if my son is honest. I want to know that if somebody presented something to them and it wasn't the best kind, but it was still money, because I know they've been praying for money. So what if I send this thing? It's not what I told them it is, but if they were listening to me and if they heard what I said, then they will remember that I told them it's not A, but it's B. But let me see if they pick A. Because if they pick A, even though I told them that it's B, yeah, I set you up. Yeah, I gave you 2 options. Yeah, I did. Because I wanted to see if you were listening. Because even if I told you that the answer was B and I sat A in front of you, I'm looking to you to say no. Because you know that that's not the right opportunity. You know that that's not what God told you that he wanted you to have. He says, my children, sometimes I'm looking to see if you were listening. Because if you trusted me, even if I sat A in front of you, you'd still wait for B. Even if I sat A in front of you, you'd still wait and see. Because I promised you, B, I'm not a God where I shall lie. Why would you take A from me when that's not what I promised you? God's ways and his thoughts are not like ours. That's how he thinks. That's how he moves. That's how he goes. That's how he maneuvers. That's just how he is. I want to see if you will listen. That's what God said. I want to know if they're listening. So think it not strange when you're in a season of being tested and you're being tested and you're being, Lord, it don't look like nothing that you promised me. I know, wait. How patient are you? Because if you trusted me, you know it's going to come regardless. It's going to come when you need it. Because I don't come when you want me to come, but I am always on time. So if you trusted me, then you would trust me in the waiting season. See, a lot of you think that waiting for God means to worry while you wait. Waiting for God means I'm going to go occupy myself and find me something safe to do while God is working, because I understand that God is mixing up in the spirit and making this cake and putting in the ingredients. I understand that he's working it and mixing it for me. So let me go do something and find me something to do. When you were a child and your grandmother was baking a cake, she would say, don't run in the kitchen because you will mess up the cake rising. She would say, don't run in the kitchen because you will shake the pan up. So when God is doing something in the spirit, when he's whipping you up something, whipping up a blessing for you, when he's whipping up things for you, and when he's whipping up money and abundance and peace and love and joy for you, you need to go find you something safe to do. He's the father, you're the child. Go find you something to do and stop interrupting his process. When the cake is ready, he'll give you a slice. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's the tweet. That's the tweet. God says that's it. So, if God has told you to do something in this season, go do it. Stop giving up on yourself. Stop being comfortable in your misery, because nobody is going to come to your rescue. We live in a world where nobody cares. Is it fair? No, but life is not fair. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody. You have to care about you, because nobody cares. And that's something that you need to hear. If you don't care about you, nobody's going to care about you. If you don't care about you, nobody else is going to come to your rescue. Why would somebody want to help you if you don't want to help yourself? Why would somebody want to help you if you don't want to help yourself? If you saw a person, let's say you had an auntie. Let's say you had an auntie or a cousin, right? And you always give this auntie and cousin money. You always giving them money. They're always asking you for money. They're always asking you for a favor. Like Felicia off of Friday. You got some spare change? Can I borrow your car right quick? They always borrowing something. And now it's been 6 months. And they're in the same spot that they were in when you lended them the money the first time and they haven't paid you back. Are you going to continue to help that person? No. Why? Because they're not helping themselves. Who is going to help you if you don't want to help you? If you don't care, nobody cares. And even when you do care, nobody cares. Nobody cares until you're successful. Nobody cares until they see, because everybody can't see the vision. So they're not going to understand why is she taking this so serious? Why it ain't ever that deep. Why is she taking it so because it is that serious to me. But the reason why you don't see the seriousness is because you don't have an understanding, a revelation of the vision that God gave me. But it's okay, because once I do it and once I walk in it and once I'm obedient and God blesses me with what he promised me, because of my obedience, you're going to understand. Then you're going to understand why it was that deep to me. Then you're going to understand why it was that important to me. Then that's when you're going to understand. Then you'll understand. But right now, I'm not looking for you to understand. I have to go. I got somewhere to be. I got places and things to do. Places to be and things to do. That's what I want you to do in the spirit. Next time you see somebody, it ain't ever that serious. Why you? And you continue. Because God is not going to bless you through them, if that makes sense. And that's for somebody. God is not going to bless you through them. That's for somebody specific. God is not going to bless you through them. You're going to get your blessing through you. He's going to use you. Because unfortunately, right, you're a chosen one. Unfortunately, right, God chose you. It has to be you. It has to be you. It has to be you. It's going to be you. So whenever you're ready, and you can wait as long as you want to wait. You can procrastinate. Because God has this thing where when you're a chosen one, he chooses when it's going to happen for you. You can lollygag and you can ignore him. You don't have to listen. You don't have to work on his schedule. But when it's time, it's time. And whether you are ready or not, he's going to pluck you. He's going to move you. And it's time to go. It's time to go. In your season of rest and waiting, wait diligently. Wait correctly. Wait like you got some sense. Wait like you know that God is coming through for you. You don't need to be... If your mother was cooking food for you, let's say your mother is cooking dinner for you, are you going to be in your room like, man, I hope she don't change her mind. I hope she don't change her mind about feeding me. I hope I actually get to eat something tonight. Are you out of your mind? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Why would your mother? Come on now. You need to be waiting for God as if you know he's going to come through for you. Not, I don't know if God's still going. Didn't he say it? Can he lie? Well. All right then. That's all I got for y'all today. That is for somebody. And I know it is. I know it is. Faith. Yes, faith. Faith. Faith is the word of the week. Faith. Crazy faith. Stupid faith. Stupid faith. Ridiculous faith. If you guys enjoyed this word, like I said, oh, there's a doggy. Hi. If you guys enjoyed this word, you can click the link in my bio. It has a bunch of different links. it'll say ybwblk.com. And you can sign up for my mentorship program. I would love for you to join the family. When you join my mentorship program, we get on Zoom calls or FaceTime calls. You get my phone number. When you sign up to be a mentee, you get my phone number. We do Zoom calls or FaceTime calls 3 days a week. Right now, actually, we're preparing for a fast. So if you were to join now, you wouldn't have to do the fast, but we still do Bible study because we're doing Bible study and we're going to be praying Friday night. We're going to be tarrying in the Spirit. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to tarry in the Spirit. And when I say tarrying in the Spirit, I mean I'm going to teach y'all how to reach different dimensions of heaven, because there are different heavens and different realms of it. So yeah, I'm going to be teaching y'all that. I'm going to share my... I can't say too much because, you know, that's for my mentees. But I do love y'all. I hope to see y'all again. I'm gonna do my best to be consistent with this because I do have a lot going on. I am a mentor full time. I am a content creator full time. I am going back to school. I'm getting my PhD in psychology, right? So I do have a lot going on. But I'm gonna do my best to be up here and to be engaging with you guys. The mentorship program, it does cost $200 a month for 6 months. So $100 every 2 weeks. If you want it to be a mentee for a whole year, it's $150 every 2 weeks. So let's say on January 1st, you would pay $100. And then January 14th, you pay $100. And that's it for that whole month. You can pay for some Gucci shoes. You can pay for makeup. You can pay for rings. You can pay for food in Chick-fil-A every week. You can pay for Starbucks. You can pay for what I'm sending you, for bettering your spirituality. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can always join these lives for free because, again, serving is free. Salvation is free. I love to serve. I love to teach. However, there are some things that come with... There are deeper realms and levels that I go into teaching certain things that you get being one of my mentees. So I love y'all. I might forget about it here. I got some more content to make. I have to post this on YouTube. If you missed it from the beginning, I'll post this on YouTube. And yeah, my goal is to have 25 mentees. So I need about, let's shoot for 30. I need about 20 more. I want a big family. I want a big family. It is really. One day I'm gonna bring one of my mentees up here and have them talk to y'all. I think that'll be good, so y'all can hear the testimony about it. Because I know some of y'all don't even know me. Hi, Sophia. It's fine, but I'm gonna get some of my mentees to come up here one day and talk to y'all and tell y'all about, you know, the family and how we do things. And y'all, I'm professional and I'm in my get up right now, but when I'm on these mentorship calls and when I'm mentoring, I'm praying for y'all. I don't care if you call me at 3 a.m. in the morning and you have to fight spiritual warfare. I will answer the phone with this bonnet on my head and we gonna pray. That's the kind of mentor I am. I don't judge you. Who am I to judge you? I'm not God. I don't sit high enough. But I love you guys so very much. The website to find my mentorship is ybwblk.com. ybwblk.com. Type it exactly how I'm saying it. ybwblk.com. All right? I love you guys. Bye. See you later.